Hello, my beautiful Geminis. It's Maggie, the Irish Gypsy, here to bring you your February 2025 general reading. We are looking at the first half of February for the air sign of Gemini. I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks so much for taking the time to be here. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you resonate with this reading or with the reading style and you might be interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, you can click on the description of this video to see my contact information there. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to respond to you within 24 hours. I do offer lots of different readings, all walks of life, all different areas of life, different types, lengths, styles, cost spreads, a little something in there for everyone. The 6 and 12-month overviews are still quite popular right now. So if you're interested, email me. Click on the description for more information. All right, moving right along, Gemini. Let's see what's coming in for you for the first half of February. Okay. We have the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Overall energy, overall theme and focus is the Two of Swords, advice and guidance from Spirit, the Two of Coins, and the Four of Coins. Well, Gemini, it looks like a lot of you are feeling perhaps overburdened, overwhelmed, or feeling like you just simply have too dang much to do, too many responsibilities, too many obligations, too many worries, concerns, stressors. You know, the Ten of Wands is kind of feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you're at the end of your rope, can't do anymore. Tens do represent a cycle completion or achievement here. So the Ten of Wands, you know, you're like something's got to give here. You know, there's too much burden and stress here. The Nine of Swords, my least favorite card in the tarot because it represents an unnecessary and actually somewhat unrealistic level of stress, anxiety, and fear, typically of an unknown future. Well, if I do this, then this horrible thing will happen. If I don't do this, this horrible thing will happen. And, you know, kind of overthinking it, thinking about it too much, thinking about it obsessively, you know, and often with the worst possible negative outcome until it gets so big in your head that it becomes this Nine of Swords. And it's not to say that, you know, the stresses and the pressures aren't real, but this is somebody who's trying to kind of write the script for an unknown future, but it's based on fear. But insight is coming with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords kind of cuts through lies, deceit, illusions, you know, false narratives, even the ones that we tell ourselves. It's a sign that insight and clarity is coming in terms of likely in what you need to do in order to fix this issue or create some balance here, because it feels like things are out of balance. You're feeling overwhelmed. The overall energy being the Two of Swords indicates that a lot of you perhaps have a difficult decision to make or some tough decisions to make. You know, I think a lot of you might be feeling stuck as to, you know, what do I do about this situation? You know, how do I create more balance in my life? The advice and guidance from Spirit in terms of the Two of Coins and the Four of Coins, this is about, we'll get to this later, but this is about prioritizing to create balance and to create a safety net for yourself and make sure that you're not spending more than you're getting back, that you're not overextending yourself. And this can be financially, materially, emotionally, physically, right? Because the Four of Coins is a card of economy, of balance that comes through being careful, not giving out too much, because you need to have enough for yourself as well, in terms of advice. So let's break this down a little bit. Let's clarify the overall energy of the Two of Swords, which is about needing to make a tough decision that requires careful sort of internal thought and contemplation, feeling kind of stuck a bit. Let's take a look at that Two of Swords. we have the Hierophant and Temperance, 2 major arcana cards. Again, this is about, so Temperance is about moderation and creating balance and having balance. And how do we do that? We do that by learning how to adapt and adjust in an ever-changing world, and sometimes having to deal with situations or things that happen that we're not anticipating or that are outside of our control. Temperance is about maintaining your balance in the middle of that. My favorite analogy for this is standing in the middle of a seesaw or a teeter-totter, right? This is life. This is our life, right? The arms of it that go up and down can represent things we have no control over. So if we stay in the center, that's where we keep our balance. It's not static. We learn how to kind of adapt and adjust as things go up and down, right? Tweak something here, tweak something there, without leaving our center, without leaving that grounding point, because when we go out on the arms, when they're going up and down, and, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, we lose our balance, right? It makes us kind of nuts. Temperance is about learning how to stay in the center of your life while, kind of adapting and adjusting, without overextending yourself, without allowing yourself to be pulled into chaos, whether unexpected or expected. And the Hierophant is kind of the institution, right? The overall arching umbrella, the norm, belonging to a large organization or group of people. It can be corporate, it can be religious, anything really. So it feels like here, some of you, this may be practical, it may be work related. It feels like for a lot of you, it's life. It's kind of like you're overextending yourself. You have too many tasks and responsibilities and obligations over here. You have too many tasks, responsibilities, and obligations over here. And what I'm getting here is this underlying knowledge that while you may have been thinking about this for quite some time, it's now come to a point where you're like, something has to give here. So I have to start deciding what stays and what goes, or what to cut down, or what people to say no to. And it's kind of tough to do that if you have, duties and obligations. There's some that we can't walk away from, like family or what we do to support ourselves for a living, right? But it feels like there's a lot of ways that you're overextending yourself, that you need to trim, adapt, or simply cut off. But it's difficult because you see them all as having some level of importance. Let's take a look at that 10 of Wands. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles, nose to the grindstone, getting up early, staying up late, work. 3 of Pentacles and the Hermit. I feel like you may be seen as, and you may have been being seen because of all of the ways that you give of yourself, all of the ways that you support people, all of the ways that you work, that you're looked at as like that person, the person to go to, the person, Gemini will do it. Gemini can do it. Gemini is like the best. They can do this and all of that. While sometimes it's nice in terms of ego stroking to be seen as the ultimate fixer, here it's like it's gotten to be too much. There's too much on your shoulders. Let's take a look at the 9 of Swords. And again, some of you, this is a general reading, so the exact specifics of how it plays out or what area of life it plays out in may vary. For some of you, this may be one area of life. It might be like your work life, your job, your business, etc. It might be family. It might be, for some of you, I'm getting the sense that it's kind of everywhere. You're just overextending everywhere. You've said yes too many times, so people look at you as that person, that can do anything, everything, and all of the things, right? 9 of Swords. Let's take a look at this stress and anxiety of an unknown future. And probably it's that, well, if I say no to this thing, then they'll be upset. Or if I don't do this thing, then nobody else will step up and it won't get done, kind of thing. What we often forget is that it would be taken care of, right? If it's an important enough task and you're not around, what happened if you broke your legs or, you had to go away for a while? Somebody would have to fill this gap, right? You don't want to fall into the trap of the indispensable person, right? So, clarifying the Nine of Swords, we have the Two of Pentacles again, which is the same as the Two of Coins, and the Tower, where everything comes crashing down. So that's the fear. It's an unrealistic fear, though, because the Nine of Swords is somewhat unrealistic. You know, it's like the old fable of Chicken Little running around going, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. You know, well, if I prioritize this, then this will fall down over here and everybody's going to get upset with me, or it won't get done, or nobody will step up, or this horrible thing will happen, and it'll be a great big huge mess, you know. It's the stress and fear is that things won't get done, or that the reaction will be unpleasant. Well, maybe it will from some people. If they're used to you stepping up and doing all the things all of the time, they might get cranky or grouchy or irritable about it. Let them. It will pass. But then there's insight and clarity coming in here with the Ace of Swords. The truth of knowledge, illumination. It's looking at it for the truth that it is. It's new, fresh perspectives. Strength. It requires strength, courage, resiliency, all of which you have. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Two aces here. This is having insight on how to start something new, to create balance within your life, balance within your relationships, and within your social connection. Some of you may actually... I'm kind of getting the sense that some of you have all this fear and doubt and anxiety about restructuring your life. But once you start doing that, you actually end up finding out that it's not only the best thing possible, but that you're getting quite a positive reaction and support from the people around you. I mean, fundamentally, it looks like a change is needed, is necessary, is essential here. And that change, again, may be for some of you in restructuring the infrastructure of your life, what you're saying yes to, what you're saying no to, prioritizing, and just there needs to be a lessening here, or a downsizing of how you're extending yourself. Some of you may actually be planning the change to be actually bigger. You know, it might be moving, relocating, something like that. It feels like for some of you, something is coming to fruition in saying goodbye or cutting out some things, you know. And again, it feels like the reaction from people around you for the most part is actually quite positive and surprising to you, because you had it kind of worked up in your head to be something different. So let's take a look at the advice and guidance cards of the Four of Coins and the Two of Coins, although without clarifying it, this is about learning how to economize in order to create balance and lessen the stress and the burden in your life by deciding what's important, what's most important, all the way down to what's least important. What can I cut down and minimize? What can I cut away? You're going to have to say no to some things. Because again, the Four of Coins or Pentacles as advice is about making sure that you have enough for yourself. You know, it's great to give. It's great to extend yourself. Sometimes even when it does come at a cost. But the Four of Coins as advice is to reserve some for yourself. Have a safety net for yourself. Make sure that you're taken care of. And you're going to need to kind of look at everything in your life and prioritize that. I think that a lot of you have been doing this for so long, or in such a way that people are accustomed to it, and they look up to you for doing that, which again is great, but it's like you're the person that they always go to. We have the Four of Pentacles, again, which is the same as the Four of Coins. There's a strong, with the Ten of Cups, which is the happy home card, and similar to the Four of Wands, which is kind of about home, family, friends, people celebrating together, the importance and connections of relationships. The other thing I'm getting here, too, is that some of you, your personal relationship, like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and maybe close friendships, might be being impacted and affected because there's simply not enough of you to go around. You've overextended yourself, and over time it's gotten to be where you feel like this little piece of butter on a great big huge piece of bread. So, in order to create balance, harmony, what you need to focus on and prioritize is your home life balance. And the most important thing is home, family, personal life, that area of life. Again, we live in a world where the bills have to be paid and you have to maintain that. But it feels like if you take a step back and actually write down every word that you're helping, doing, supporting, it's a lot more than just your 9-to-5 job, right? So this is about kind of pulling back and reprioritizing to achieve that balance. And I think that while the decision making about it and deciding what to do may be difficult, I think that for the majority of you, that the most difficult part of this is going to be sorting out and prioritizing in your mind. Because I think in terms of the external reactions, I think it's going to be better than you think. So I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. Those are your messages for the first half of February. I hope they were helpful to you. Again, if this reading resonated with you or the reading style resonated with you and you are interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or the gift for someone else, click on the description to see my contact information. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a little while for the next set of readings. Until then, stay well, be blessed, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.